Emerson, and welcome to LidLine Sports, along with my co-host Renault, Pepe Bean, and Otis, Lil O Stevenson. Welcome back, Otis. Good to have you on the show again tonight.
Glad to be back.
Pep, what's good with you?
Hey, I'm good. Glad Otis stayed away from them tacos.
In the Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Dun, 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 dun.
A little too much Cinco de Mayo, man.
None of that? None of that?
Yeah, no, we're taking a break from that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it is what it is, man. Lot going on, man, over the weekend. We got a lot to talk about on the show tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Daniel, this banner is wearing me out, man. I don't know where to put my head. Like, this banner is always in the way. I got to lean to the left, to the left, to the left. All right, man. A lot to talk about. Oh, you got a lot going on in the NBA with the play-in starting. Pep, you got NFL rookie camp that was over the weekend. Crazy Green Bay Packers keep signing quarterbacks. Bob Baffert was banned from the from the Belmont Stakes, and so he will not be getting the Triple Crown this year. Bob Baffert, the trainer for the horse that was disqualified. We spent an inordinate amount of time talking about it last week on the show. In your absence, Otis, it was a filler.
It was a good filler, though.
It was a good filler, and we needed to talk about it. And so a lot going on. Albert Pujols signed with my Dodgers.
They're banged up.
I got to get your thoughts on that. What? He's not going to play every day. He's going to be a pinch hitter, Pujols.
Well, enjoy that 143 batting average.
Say you guys are beat up right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that has a lot to do with.
I'm just happy to see somebody of color because, they had Branch Rickey rolling over in his grave like Mookie Betts was like out there like Jackie Robinson, the only black player on the squad. So I'm always glad to get somebody of color. I don't know. I guess they might have had some utility players, but I ain't looked that deep into it. But the only people of color I saw in this squad was Mookie Betts and Kenley Jansen.
That's all. And David Price. That's about it.
David Price, yeah. Yeah. And he was out. He opted out last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
he's injured right now too.
He's injured?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Still in baseball news, we have to talk about the new Mariners acquisition who came to the plate and hit a home run this first game. Jared
Kelenic.
Jared Kelenic, yeah.
Yep.
Pep?
Well, they got him from a trade with the Mets a couple of years back. He's always been a very confident and kind of cocky guy, which is good, because the Mariners need that kind of guy, So when he was called up, he just said, hey, he's happy to be here and he's going to, put in some work. So, and he did that, he went 3 for 4 the other night. He hasn't done much since, but that's okay because he got them going and they took 3 out of 4 from Cleveland.
And they had lost 5 in a row, right? Before that?
Right. Yep. So now they're on a 3-game win streak. They're about to play Detroit tonight, who's been up and down themselves. So, it'd be nice to see if they can take care of Detroit.
Yeah, Otis, you have any thoughts on the Mariners calling up the hitter and also a pitcher too, right?
Yeah. Logan Gilbert.
I mean, we all knew
and he
that.
pitched well. He didn't do bad.
I didn't.
I said Pep, not Renault. I said Otis, not Renault.
Nah, I mean, just piggybacking off of.
Hey, look, my middle name is so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Your
I
middle
didn't
name
know
is
that.
what? Wait, stop.
Yeah, I
The
did
middle
not know
name is
that.
Otis.
Your middle name is Otis?
I done been on. We done
Yes.
been on this show for this long. I've been on this show, and you
Man.
never mentioned that now one time.
Otis. I've known this dude all my life. This dude
Yeah,
now
Otis.
telling me his name is Otis.
Yes, my dad's first name is Otis.
Oh,
What?
wow. I never
So,
knew that.
so basically, Renault is Lauren is a witness protection name. His middle name is Otis. He ain't told nobody.
Yeah.
That must be your password or something.
No.
Okay.
It's a story.
All right, Big Otis.
Yeah.
Go ahead, O.
No, that's my dad. That was my dad.
Go ahead, O.
I mean, we know the Mariners with the trades that they made. They got young talent. Kyle Lewis, now this kid, Justice Sheffield. So I mean, we know the future is going to be bright. We just waiting for them to turn the corner. So it's good though. I think they're now won 2, 3 in a row. So like I said, we'll just see how long they'll be able to play 500 baseball until they start to hit that wall. But like I said, the future is definitely bright with them.
Yeah.
You know, they got one more guy that they need to call. You know, it's probably going to get called up maybe later on this year, and that's Julio Rodriguez.
Julio Rodriguez?
Yep, look out for him probably August, September, I guess.
Okay. Was he down in Tacoma now?
You know, I'm not sure where he's at. I think he might be Double-A right now.
Okay. All right. Another guy to look for. I mean, the pathway to the major leagues is an unusual one compared to sports. I mean, you got guys that play in single A, double A, and triple A, and you see guys that, to me, sometimes they're not doing nothing in the minor leagues, and they bring them up and they're balling. Like, what's up with that, Pep?
Yeah, I don't know. And then you got guys, you know, that are like really good in the triple A, but you bring them up to the major leagues and they don't do anything. It's like there's that guy that's like in between majors and triple A. And, you know, if you can't make the majors, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I understand how you could be in a minor league and come up and not do anything, but it amazes me when dudes are not doing nothing and then they bring them up and all of a sudden they're balling. I'm like, and I look like, what are they bringing them up for? They ain't even doing anything. Like, you hit like 252.
What about guys that spend 10, 12 years in the minor and then come up, you know?
Yeah,
pretty
well,
crazy.
If they spend 10, 12 years in AAA, they made a whole lot of money. They made a whole lot of money riding them buses. Because you get some signing bonuses, which are, you know, they're, what do you call that? They're based upon Major League Baseball salaries, right? So you have to make as much as the salary structure says, basically. Even though you're playing, you sign a major league contract and they put you in the minors.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, for some of the higher touted players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So like if you get signed, if you're like a first, you know, top 10 pick, yeah, you're getting a big signing bonus and your salary structure is up there. Right.
Yeah.
So if you keep signing contracts, then you keep making money. I mean, unless they, you know, cut you and you go down, right? So it's kind of how a lot of guys make decent money playing in the minors, not show money, because, you know, major leagues, that's why they call it the show, because it is the best paid sports in professional sports.
Yeah, they got the best union. They got everything.
Yeah, yeah. For doing the least amount of work.
Seriously.
So anyway, I wanna get right into what we're talking about in terms of the NFL and what's going on in the NFL, Pep, and then move right into the NBA so we have time to talk about it all. So let's go and hit that NFL Pep Talk right now.
All right.
And go.
All right. Well, the NFL draft is out of the way, and teams held rookie and free agent mini camps in preparation for team OTAs in the next week or so. However, one of the free agent hopefuls, his hopes were dashed right away as soon as he got to the facility. Wontarius Juan Bryant was turned away at the Falcons facility because he had been getting text messages from a person claiming to be defensive coordinator for the Falcons, Dean Pease, regarding a tryout. He was a cornerback who last played for Austin Peay in 2019. Bryant quickly found out that he was the victim of a hoax, and it was not Pease that was texting him. So although a most embarrassing situation for him, and by the way, people were saying, well, how come the Falcons didn't let him in anyway? Well, you got to remember there's a COVID protocol. So if you're not listed as an invite, right, you can't just walk in and start performing or practicing. You got to basically have an invite. So he didn't have that, so they could not, even if they wanted to, they couldn't let him in. So I just want to clear that up. But however, some good news might come to light because Bryant will be able, because he's got an invite to another event called the Hub Football event, which is this Sunday, May 23rd. NFL teams, including Atlanta, will have scouts there at the event. And it was created by agent Don Yee. And it was created for the development product of street free agents, professional players, by the way, that are, they're not affiliated right now, but just basically out of football for a while, but they're pros for the next NFL destination. So good luck with Juan Bryant in that, and hopefully he can achieve his pro goal. And whoever did that, shame on you. I mean, that's just uncalled for. I can't imagine why anybody would do something like that, but nonetheless, hopefully some good will come of it.
Isn't that just the way of the world today?
Yeah.
That somebody would pull a prank on somebody like that. That's right. Cold-blooded.
It is.
That's just how things are nowadays. I like when I was playing high school football and there'd be a decided blowout, we would run behind dudes that never got to play and slap them on the butt and go, get in there. They'd run out on the field. The coach was like, get your butt back. Nobody put you in the game.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like that on a higher level.
And that's why I was about to say that, there's a fine line between, joking, but I feel like whoever did this, they had to know when that line was crossed, like they was getting too far.
That's going too far.
Yeah.
I mean, did someone have a vendetta against this guy? I mean, come on, man, that's wow.
Somebody might have just wanted to laugh. I don't know. It had to be somebody you knew. It had to be somebody you knew. Or it might have been somebody pissed off. You might be right, Pep. Might have been somebody he rubbed the wrong way, and they're like, I'll get you back. Maybe it had to do with a girl. It always usually has to do with a girl. Once you get to the bottom of it all, it's generally a woman somewhere in the picture.
She did her research if it's a woman. I'll tell you that. She really was pissed off.
I'm not even saying it was a woman that did it. I'm saying that somewhere there's a woman in there. It's be a jealous dude. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Usually when it comes down to it, a woman is involved somehow.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So in other news, the Denver Broncos have hired Kelly Klein, making her the highest ranking scouting executive in the NFL. Officially, she's the executive director of football operations and a special advisor to the GM. Klein spent 10 years in Minnesota And the current Broncos GM, George Payton, actually had worked with her, for 9 of those years in Minnesota. So he's quite familiar with what she can, do in this new role with the Denver Broncos. Any thoughts on this, guys?
Oh,
I think it's pretty cool. As long as she, if she has the qualifications, the experience, you got to personally fill her out, and she met all of that. I'm all to go for it. I mean, I think it's pretty good to see women get into professional sports in all aspects, even if it's from scouting to coaching. I see a lot of women nowadays get to the business side and want to become agents, and like I said, I think it's pretty dope to see women in quote unquote a man's business. I said I hope everything goes well for her, and definitely good luck to her, and hopefully the Denver Broncos found somebody good for the job.
I just gotta say that to all these people who believe in white supremacy, white male supremacy, and they're worried about people of color, they better watch out for women. Because women are running the world right now. that's all I got to say about that. Women are on the come up. Have y'all noticed that lately?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Absolutely.
I was just like looking at I found upon I think LeBron James' agent. I can't think of his name now, but he had just hired a woman of color to be a sports agent. I just thought it was dope to see her get the opportunity for one of the biggest sports agencies probably in the country right now.
How about the Atlanta Dream having an all-black female television crew?
Yeah, that's pretty dope too. I was just reading about
color
that.
analyst and sideline reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kudos to Klein. Denver Broncos. Did they hire her to make sure that they could get the dude from Green Bay?
Well, it's hard to say, but here's my
what
take.
Is number one priority?
Well,
make a trade, get that trade to happen.
Well, I think I mentioned this before that Aaron Rodgers' fiance is from Boulder, Colorado, so that's
So
that's plus.
She might be over there having tea and crumpets with her.
Yeah, perhaps. But what I like about this signing, the current GM of the Broncos had just moved over from Minnesota, and he didn't forget her. Right? I don't know if he, even said, "Hey, look, get ready," But whatever the case, he got to Denver, assessed what they had, and said, "You know what? This is who we need," and he went and got her. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. He brought her with her.
Yeah,
he brought her with him. Yeah. I like that.
Lastly, I want to say the NFL schedule was announced last week. Without going into detail, week by week, that's pretty much impossible right now. There's particular matchups that are pretty intriguing. I can mention 2 real quick. Week 1 has the Jets playing at Carolina, which is funny because it tells me the NFL does kind of have a sense of humor, right? Because Sam Darnold's new quarterback, Carolina, and guess who comes to town first right off the bat? The New York Jets, his old team. So I think that's pretty interesting. And of course, week 4, big matchup everybody's talking about is the New England Patriots hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. So Tom Brady will go to back to New England and face Bill Belichick and company. And if Tom Brady wins this game, guys, did you know that he will have defeated every team in the NFL if he does so?
Yeah.
Of course, New England's discounted right now because he played for him all those years. So now if he goes back and beats them, he'll have achieved that. And of course, according to Tom Brady's dad, that's going to happen. Foregone conclusion. They're going to get whooped. What do you guys got to say about that?
Oh, it'll definitely be personal. That's for dang sure. And we already can see that. I can't wait for that matchup, though. Rob, too, as well. That'll be his first time playing against the Patriots as well. So, like I said, they're going to go in with a kill-all attitude for sure. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I want to see the first person between Brady and Gronk that goes to shake owner's hand.
Overpass.
Because Brady was disgruntled and left, but Gronk fake retired.
True.
He came back and went to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl. So that would be real interesting, like the pregame of what's going on in the pregame with all those three, well, four, including Belichick. They'll probably shake hands at the beginning and then just leave it like, formal.
I think I also read too that. I think I read too that with Tom Brady's yards per game average, that he could possibly also catch Drew Brees' all-time yards record too in that game as well.
Yeah. Well, Tom Brady, if he plays long enough, I don't know. Hey, I like you looking real professional over there with your microphone and windscreen and everything. I'm feeling you over there, bro. You looking real. You came back from your illness looking real professional.
Yeah, man. It's playoff time, man. We got to.
Hey, I want to talk about playoff time. It's winning time. I want to talk about also in the NFL a couple things. Mm-hmm. Pep, why do the Green Bay Packers keep signing quarterbacks?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't, they got to do something because,
They've got 4 QBs. They signed Blake Bortles. And then they signed another dude yesterday.
Yeah, from Atlanta, I think Benkert or whatever his name is.
Bortles and Benkert are like a consulting firm.
Right. Well, they got to do something to produce competition for Jordan Love in case Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back. I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming back, anytime soon, to be honest, because, if he does, they were talking about OTAs coming up. If he's going to show up for OTAs, well, I wouldn't. Why would he? Because if he shows up for OTAs and all his roster, it makes no sense.
Rodgers? He ain't showing up.
No, no.
Exactly. Of course not. It would make no sense.
So I feel like at this point, Jordan Love must be garbage. Because if Jordan Love, let's say if he was like Patrick Mahomes in his second year, they'd be telling Aaron Rodgers, take a hike. Or it'll be less money to trade him after June 1st against the salary cap. So maybe they're waiting for that.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll only be like, it's $35 million, I think, to trade him now. And maybe like $26 million cap hit if they trade him after June 1st. And that could be absorbed depending on who they get in the trade. So, I don't know. It's an interesting phenomenon. I don't see him coming back there at all. He's to me, he's already made his bed hard, right? By saying that he'll never play there again. And so I'm waiting to see if he's actually going to sit out or not. Right? I want to see who blinks first. And it looks to me like Green Bay is not going to be the one. Right? And to me, they are further, for lack of a better word, pissing them off by signing all these different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If the whole thing is about them drafting a quarterback, well, what about them signing 2 more? Right? That to me is not like trying to make the issue better.
That bridge is burning up.
Yeah.
It seems to me.
Somebody better learn how to swim.
Yeah. In other news, the Chicago Bears had rookie minicamp this weekend. Justin Fields' first opportunity to showcase himself. And then the coach came out and said that the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, was the starter day one. What's that all about, Pep?
I mean, I heard that. When I heard that, I was like, well, they don't want to win then, I guess. I mean, come on. Andy Dalton has proven that he's not a winning quarterback. I don't know what makes you think that starting Andy Dalton is going to change your fortunes and you're going to start winning. He didn't win. He won somewhat in Cincinnati, but he never won a playoff game. He went to Dallas and could not handle the job after Dak got hurt. So what makes you think he's going to go up to Chicago and become a Red Rifle, of any substance? I don't see it. I don't know what they're doing. Some of these teams just baffle me. Some of these decisions these general managers are making, or whoever's calling the shots, I don't understand what they're doing. Why would you make him QB1 to start training camp? Why? That makes no sense. I don't get it, and obviously you don't either.
No, because I feel like it's going to end up like Matt Flynn and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And by the end of the preseason, they're going to name Justin Fields a starter. I mean, why do you move up and draft a dude if you're going to sit him?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
That doesn't make it.
Trying to put so much pressure on them, if they're trying to, because of the market Chicago is and the expectation and whatnot, maybe. But I mean, why would you even have to name a QB1 before even OTA? I mean, come on, you ain't got to do that. There's no pressure to do that.
Well, the only reason I can see for him doing it is to put it out there so that when he starts him, there's not a whole lot of fear, and folks have had weeks to complain about it, and it doesn't all happen on opening day. So right. That's all.
If you start opening day, then tells me Chicago ain't trying to win right now for some reason.
Yeah, but I feel like there's going to be too much pressure in Chicago for them to start him on opening day, especially if he plays well during the preseason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I don't see why he wouldn't. He's been playing well all his life.
Yeah. All right, it's time to go to break. When we come back from break, we're going to go to the NBA. The NBA has playing games starting this weekend, and we're going to break all that down and give you other news that is going on inside the association. I want to thank Pep for NFL Pep Talk and all that talk about the NFL in the off season. Thank you for listening to LidLine Sports with Otis Lil O Stevenson and Renault Big O. You're listening to LidLine Sports on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube, and all podcast platforms. We'll be right back right after these messages.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
You probably have questions about COVID vaccines. Here are some answers about how they're being made.
How are COVID vaccines being produced faster?
Usually vaccine testing and production are separate steps. But because of the pandemic, vaccines are being developed on parallel tracks. So both steps are happening just at the same time.
How are the vaccines being tested?
Right now, several different COVID vaccines are in testing. Each go through multiple clinical trials with up to thousands of volunteers.
How do vaccines get approved?
Not all COVID vaccine versions will make it to the final stages of testing and approval. Produced vaccines that do not pass clinical trials will be destroyed. But for those that do pass, a team of medical experts will examine test results and possible side effects. If the vaccine is effective and safe, it gets approved and gets to you. Go to covidvaccinewa.org to learn more. A message from the state of Washington.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the cabinets, from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio Lacour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio Lacour. Go to the phone line. Tell him who we talking to.
Sage Prince, Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Nightbeat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
It's the beat of the Fox. K-Fox Night Beat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Star Time with Paul
Thanks
Pearson.
for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening
is
sound
Star Time.
sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to mid Sunday evening. Your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
It's May, and we will be celebrating Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month all month long here at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Stay tuned to the special programs highlighting, celebrating, and honoring the contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Please check us out at www.rainieravenueradio.world.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not shouting, "Badia!" at city council meetings, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.
Adia, suddenly September. Welcome back to LidLine Sports. What? What did you say, Pat?
I said Paul be up with those.
Yeah, I know. They're pretty funny. Welcome back to LidLine Sports. I'm Granville Emerson along with Renault, Pepe Bean, and Lil O Stevenson. Shout out to Bill Walker Jr., Andrew Schroeder, and Michael Carter. Appreciate you all very much. Before we go to the NBA, I got one last thing I got to ask, Pep. Like, what in the world is wrong with Urban Meyer? He had Travis Etienne playing wide receiver at rookie minicamp. Why draft a running back if you're going to convert him to a wide receiver? And he's one of the best running backs in the draft.
Yeah. I don't know. They're trying to make a hybrid out of him, a guy that could do it all.
So they're just trying to give him receiver reps in minicamp, and then in OTAs or whatever, have him
they're trying
running
to
back. And by the time he gets to training camp, he's going to be doing both.
Probably because Jacksonville. Who they got at running back besides him? Because what's his name's gone. Who they had before and then traded him, Fournette when he was to be there. Who do they got in there?
I don't know who they got a running back. I don't follow Jacksonville.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me neither. So
isn't his name Steven Williams though? Didn't he have a decent year?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, they were 2-14, man. I can't remember who they got and who did what, to be honest, because nobody paid attention to him. But they're just trying to see what they got. They figured that he's athletic and versatile. They're trying to make a hybrid running back out of him. He can hit the slot, hit the
I had his name
whatever.
James Robinson. James Robinson is the featured fact.
Right. So we shall see. But I hear you. Urban Meyer is trying a little bit of everything. I mean, they're making Tebow a tight end. I mean, come
on. James Robinson said, "Put some spec on my name. I had 1,040 yards last season with 7 touchdowns."
Okay.
On 240 rushing attempts.
Yeah, listen, no disrespect, but what?
Put some spec on my name. So anyway, to the NBA. Lil O, it's your world.
Shout out first Seattle Storm getting their first dub over the weekend.
Shout out to Sue Bird, who's 40 years old, still putting up numbers.
At a high level. They beat the Las Vegas Aces 97-83.
Bird's 40.
Yeah, she's 40. That's crazy.
40.
That is crazy.
All right, carry on.
Yeah. Jewel Lloyd, Breonna Stewart carry them. Will probably be the best 2 players again this year. Hope to see the WNBA or the Seattle Storm go back to back after what they did last year. On to the NBA. We are finally at the end of the road. The regular season is now over. The Philadelphia 76ers claim the top spot in the East, and the Utah Jazz claim the top spot in the West. But we will not be going straight to the playoffs this season. We will have a play-in style tournament that includes the 7, 8, and 9 and 10 seeds of each conference. In the East, that will be the Boston Celtics playing the Washington Wizards tomorrow, and then the Indiana Pacers will be playing the Charlotte Hornets. And on the West, we have the fun matchup. This honestly could have been, sounds like a Western Conference Finals, but the Lakers will be playing the Golden State Warriors in the 7-8 matchup on Wednesday, followed by the Memphis Grizzlies playing the San Antonio Spurs. And for all you guys who don't know, this is new. I don't think it'll be brought back, though, next year. And we heard a lot of complaints from a lot of these teams who are starting to fall into it towards the second half of the season. And here we are now. Now, with that being said, on the Eastern Conference side, the 7-8 matchup, the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards, a really intriguing matchup. You have the Washington Wizards, who are one of the hotter teams in the East, playing Boston Celtics, who just lost Jaylen Brown for the season. They have been slowly plummeting over the second half of the season.
Boston's their top 7 players aren't playing for Boston.
Oh no, they'll be playing. They will be playing they will be playing tomorrow. They didn't play they didn't play their finale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Boston loses, Brad Stevens is out, right?
And it's really tough because it seems like we haven't heard much rumble about him really being on the hot seat like that. It seems like it's Danny Ainge who is taking a lot of this heat. But I think that he should be on the hot seat. I would like to say Boston has a lot of talent. There's no reason why they should be sitting at 500. Regardless, Jaylen Brown just got hurt just 2 weeks ago, so they've been in this predicament even with him. So I don't know, and I honestly can see the Washington Wizards getting that 7 seed and winning this game. The Washington Wizards, Russell Westbrook, who has had a tear in the second half of the season, triple-double king. The one thing that is going to be a factor is Brad Beal is coming off of a hamstring injury that costed him the last 3 games of the season, and he says he's not 100%. So we'll see how far those two can take these guys, the Boston Celtics, because, like I said, I think that's going to be a really interesting game besides the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers. Who do you guys got winning out of these two?
First, before we go, let's explain to people how the play-in actually works.
Got you. So the 7-8 teams will play each other. The winner of the 7th and 8th seed will get the 7th seed and will move on to the playoffs. The loser of that 7-8 seed will have to then play in a loser out to the 9-10 seeds. Now, with the 9-10 seeds, that is a loser out game. One and done. If you lose, you are done. The winner of that 9-10 seed will then play the loser of the 7-8 seed for the 8th spot. And whoever loses that goes home as well. So that's how that works.
So back to the Lakers, Golden State Warriors.
Boston, Washington. Oh, same thing.
Is that you want to go there first?
Oh yeah, I was talking about the East.
Okay, talking about the East. Okay. I'm chomping at the bit to talk about my Lakers. But okay.
I know.
I don't know who's coming out of the East in terms of this play-in stuff, and I think that's what makes it exciting to me. I've heard a lot of people argue about the fact that they want to see it go back to the 1-8 format, where if you finish 1 through 8, you go to the playoffs, and if you finish below that, you're done and you go fishing. But I like it like this. I thought it provided more intrigue to the end of the season. Yeah, and
which it did.
It caused less tanking, even though the LA Clippers tanked them so they didn't have to play the Lakers early.
I was watching that game. I was ashamed. They were literally giving, I don't even know the man's name, the ball in the mid-post, 6 straight possessions and letting him ISO. The dude is a rookie. He shot 19 times.
Yeah.
I was like, you couldn't be more obvious. Like, come on, man.
Right. So I thought that was pretty bad and pretty weak on the Clippers part.
I agree.
And just shows me the weakness of their franchise. But to Washington and Boston, I think that's an intriguing game, especially with Bradley Beal hurt and Westbrook. I mean, he broke the triple-double record. Interesting fact, like he did break Oscar's record for triple-doubles, but the number of times that Oscar was close to a triple-double is crazy, right? So if you had like 15 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, you don't have a triple-double.
Right.
You just 1 assist away from having a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
So, but kudos to Russell for that. I just don't see Russell Westbrook and his greatness to get triple doubles. I don't see him being that dude that takes his team anywhere.
And that's fair. That's
right.
fair.
And he wants to take the game winning shot. And he always misses. And so I don't know. It's interesting because Boston is injured. And so I don't know. It's a toss-up game to me. I feel like if Jason Tatum comes out balling, Boston will win. If he struggles and nobody steps up for the Celtics, then Washington could win.
Yeah.
Pep,
Washington's been on the come up, the whole second half of the season.
Yeah, of course. That's how they got in the playoffs.
Washington's been on the come up the whole second half of the season. And,
yes,
I'm thinking maybe they can feed off of that.
Okay. Yeah. I feel that too. And I feel like it really depends on Bradley Beal and how well he can perform with his injury. Mm-hmm. If Bradley Beal was not injured, I would pick them hands down.
I agree.
But I'm not sure.
And if you're gonna pick a guy for the game shot, he's the one I want shooting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Russell Westbrook will take the shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the problem.
No question.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that 9-10, I do commend the Charlotte Hornets for being in this predicament. It's been a long time coming of them trying to get over the hump. Finally, Kemba Walker was moved on, and I think Michael Jordan has finally done a pretty decent job of getting some nice young talent in there, starting at the top with LaMelo Ball. I do think that they have a chance to beat Indiana Pacers with them being so banged up right now. Malcolm Brogdon has been hurt for the last 3 weeks of the season. I don't know if he's playing tomorrow. But I don't think either of them will make the playoffs regardless. Whoever wins will still have to play the Wizards or Boston. And I see Boston beating both of those teams. But I would definitely like to see, Charlotte get some momentum. Just win a game in this playing series. That'll be nice. On the other side, what was that?
I'd like to see Charlotte win and play the winner of the Bullets,
definitely,
and the Celtics, and the reason why they made the playoffs with LaMelo Ball being hurt a extended part of the season, and I really love the way that Terry Rozier and Miles Bridges have been balling, and so I'd like to see them. Even Malik Monk has had a good year, and so I'd really like to see them, at least win a game in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's how the East is going to be broken down. Like I said, those games will be tomorrow. I think the first one will be Charlotte and Indiana at 3:30. That's an early start. On the West side, which is what everybody's been talking about for the last few days, how it was going to play out. It was all over the place going into the final day of the season. There was a possibility that if Portland lost to Denver, that they could fall to 7. The Lakers can move into 6. There was a lot of jumble up there in the 3, 4, 5 area, but it got locked in, and the Lakers, to a lot of dismay, honestly, to me being a fan of the Suns, and I don't care, the Jazz too. I don't think it was ideal that the Lakers are in this play-in series and that a top two team has to possibly play them. But what we do get to see now is a hot Stephen Curry going against LeBron James and what has been an epic matchup between the two over their careers. And, you know, it's just kind of weird to see it in a play-in series. But such a great time, though, because, like I said, Golden State may not be as talented as the Lakers, but boy, Stephen Curry has shown up and shown out at the right time, and the Lakers are still trying to get it together, which makes it an intriguing matchup. That'll be on Wednesday. How is that going to go? It's a one game, move on to 7th, play for 8th. Who y'all got?
Yep.
Well, you know, to be honest, sorry, G, I would love to see the Warriors win this game. I would love to see Steph go completely off. But to be honest, I think Steph's going to have to hit between 50 and 60 if they're going to win. You know, because I don't see the Warriors I don't think they have enough help to actually win this one game against the Lakers, especially with AD and LeBron both playing. I don't see it. Steph would just have to go completely, absolute bonkers. Not that he can't, but he's going to have to on Wednesday if the Warriors are going to win.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough assignment for Golden State, although Golden State is capable if they're hitting shots and the Lakers aren't. The Lakers are not a juggernaut offensively. And if AD's shot is not falling, they struggle. And so AD has got to be the man, and then LeBron has got to be himself as well. The key factor is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
You think he's getting the assignment?
Pardon me?
You think he's getting the assignment guarding Steph?
Well, he is the unofficial Steph stopper. But that was only 2 games in the regular season where Steph scored, but it was on a volume of shots. And so he's got to make Steph a volume shooter. Steph may get 34, but they got to shut down everybody else. Jordan Poole can't get going. He stepped up his game lately.
Yeah, he had 38 the other night.
Exactly. So he can't get going. So you can't have Steph and Jordan Poole going. And then I think the Lakers are too big, too strong. They should punish them inside.
Yeah.
And go ahead and go to the next round as that 7th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and then I'll take Golden State over whoever comes out of the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Notes on that: the Lakers are 2-1 versus the Warriors. Both times they won were 20+ point blowouts.
Yeah, blew them out.
Yeah, I think Steph only averaged 23 points a game versus the Lakers. So a point to what you were saying, G. So
you're gonna need a lot more than that.
Yes, definitely. Like I said, I do think the Lakers will win. I do think it's just, it's going to be fun to see LeBron and Steph because this is the only way we can see them in some type of playoff atmosphere this year. Yeah. The other side, it will be the San Antonio Spurs versus the Memphis Grizzlies. An interesting battle. I think it'll be somewhat of a chess match. Greg Popovich is still the best coach in the NBA. You give him some time to work out a game plan. I do think that the Memphis Grizzlies are more talented. With that being said, I won't be surprised if Pop can pull out at least a win and face Golden State, in which I think will also be a good game to try to get that 8th spot. Memphis does have talent, like I said. Ja Morant, Jonas Valanciunas, Jaren Jackson is back healthy. They do have enough, but like I said, I mean, if to me, this comes down to coaching.
I think Valanciunas is the X factor in that series.
Okay.
I don't see who does Memphis have to match up with him. I don't.
You mean the Spurs?
The Spurs, yeah, the Spurs. I'm sorry. Who they have to match up with him? I don't. I mean, he's Valanciunas. He can score. He can rebound.
Jakob Poeltl. There you go.
Yeah, I don't. So I think he's the X factor. If they can't keep him off the boards and defend him in the paint, then that's going to be a hard deal for them. Because John Morant's going to get his. So I don't know.
I think Baby Boy is going to have to, play really well.
He has to. He has to. And like I said, I don't get what's up with me and Baby Boy, because I love Baby Boy. But every time I watch him on TV, he's not doing anything. And then I look at his paper, he's got like 28 and 15. I'm like, man, what? I'm like, how come that never happens when I watch the game?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll get to see it on
yeah. So we need consistency from Baby Boy. If they get that consistency, then that might happen.
Definitely.
I am upset at the Lakers' Dennis Schroeder.
Why is that? Explain.
Because he caught COVID.
Oh, yeah.
When it doesn't make any sense for him to catch COVID when all he had to do was get vaccinated. But he didn't. And so he caught COVID. After the coach told him that it was really, really necessary. Like, you can't make anybody get the vaccine, but it was really, really necessary that they did everything they could so that they would have everybody available for the playoffs. And obviously Dennis Schroeder did not do everything he could. Right. He didn't get vaccinated. Obviously, probably wasn't wearing a mask either. So I'm upset about him being irresponsible and not being healthy for the playoffs.
When is he available?
Not for another week. I mean, it's a long way back once you catch COVID.
Okay.
In the COVID protocol.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be something
almost like 3 weeks.
That'll be something we will definitely keep an eye on.
Yeah.
So go ahead, G.
No, I'm just saying it's good that the Lakers are deep in the backcourt. I mean, they got I like the way Ben McLemore is playing.
That was a good pickup.
And Taylor Horton is coming on. What'd you say, Pep?
I was just biting off of O, saying that was a good pickup, and I agree. I've always liked McLemore. He just never gets a chance.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, he stepped up Wes Matthews' game. Because ever since McLemore's been there getting minutes, Wes Matthews is starting to play now. Because before he looked like just another brother at the LA Fitness.
Yeah, sometimes you need that, man. That other guy that comes in and is about to take you a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing we'll keep an eye on too with the Lakers is that backup center. Like, who's going to get those minutes? Will it be Marc Gasol or will Montrezl?
I think it'll be Montrezl Harrell.
Okay.
I think they were resting him.
Okay.
For the playoffs, he plays too hard. And he's too good to be sitting on the bench behind Gasol. Gasol's days are numbered. I mean, if there's a situation where we need, where they're going to leave the post open on the pick and roll, then that's Gasol right there.
Okay.
Right. If they're not, if they're like going underneath or whatever, or and not and playing the ball handler and not the big, then that's Gasol. So we'll see. Depends on the team and how they defend the Lakers. But
that's what I was going to say.
Because Harold is too good to not play.
Absolutely,
I agree. The matchups that are set in the playoffs, the Nuggets as a 3 seed will be playing the Blazers as a 6 seed. We will get a rematch of the first round between the LA Clippers as a 4 seed and the Mavericks as the 5th seed.
Mavericks won in that series in the regular season, right?
Yes, they did, and I hope that they beat. I hope they beat the Clippers. So the fact that they tried to weasel out the way of playing the LA Lakers as late as possible, you're gonna regardless. They lost in the second round last year. Didn't even get to them. So I would think that you'd want to this is what you want to do. Like, you would try to. I thought you'd want to play the Lakers as quick as possible. Like I said, I can respect them losing to the Lakers more than them losing to anybody else. So that'll be an interesting series. The Bucks and the Heat will be in another rematch, a very good series. The Heat are starting to get healthy. The Bucks will be the 3 seed in that series. The Heat will be the 6.
I got the Heat.
I ain't mad at y'all. I'm not mad at y'all for that. And then
I don't trust the Bucks.
Like I said, we'll see what Giannis shows up. We'll see.
I think the Bucks' saving grace is Jrue Holiday if they do anything.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
and Middleton's got to be huge, man. We know what
You
Giannis
say that every year.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
played really well in the playoffs last
That's why I
year.
don't trust
He played well last year in the playoffs. And then
not when they was getting beat with the Heat.
and then Pep's Knicks for the first time in I want to say 7 years will be in the playoffs as a 4 seed against the Hawks. That's going to be a fun series between two young teams and two great coaches. Besides whoever the Suns play, that's going to be the series that I probably will watch the most. And then you have
make a mistake in letting Nate McMillan go. Man, that was just dumb. Look what he's done in Atlanta with nothing.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. So you have the 1 seed in the Utah Jazz waiting on the play-in series on who they'll play, and the Suns are waiting on who they're going to possibly play. And then you have the Philadelphia 76ers waiting and the Brooklyn Nets waiting. So we'll definitely probably get into that on Monday. Possibly the playoffs start this weekend. We will see. I'm not for sure. It still says to be determined. Quick news in the NBA. So the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame induction was this weekend on Saturday. Kobe highlighted that with Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Tamika Catchings, Vanessa Bryant. His wife gave a great speech alongside Michael Jordan. And then the 2021 Hall of Fame class was announced, and that's highlighted by Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, and then Chris Webber, who everybody's saying it should have been in the Hall of Fame. And then sad to see TV broadcaster Marv Albert will be retiring after the NBA Conference Finals. It's called numerous sports over the last 60 years.
Voice of the NBA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marv Albert.
Yes.
That was close.
Yep. Yeah. Madison Square Garden Network. Marv Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's all I had. Yeah. I mean, my power rankings, the Jazz, Suns, Nets, 76ers, Clippers.
Steph Curry for MVP?
No. It'll be Jokic. First time since 2000.
Steph Curry for MVP? Okay, it's going to be Jokic, but there has not been a player that I've seen in a long time that put a team on their back and carried them into the playoffs, and their team would not be nowhere near the playoffs if he hadn't carried them there.
I agree. What about Russell Westbrook?
What?
What about when Russell did it? What was that, 16?
He's canceled out by Bradley Beal.
No, I'm talking about when Russell did it with the OKC Thunder.
Oh.
Oh, he was, yeah. Yeah. Ain't the same.
Okay.
It ain't the same. Not from where they started out to where they ended up, man. I thought if you watch Golden State at the beginning of the season, they looked like the last place team in the NBA.
Yeah, LeBron too. But that was a while back. Back.
Anyway, let Steph have his moment. Anyway. All right, we're all out of time. We want to thank you all for watching LidLine Sports and listening to us on Rainier Avenue Radio.world and on our podcast on Google, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, etc., etc. Twitch and YouTube. Thank you all once again. We'll be back next Monday. Join us for more sports talk from just below our lid. Holla.
I go work like a doctor when I rock the mic.